Just like any good car enthusiast who live in an area where there is real winter, I like to put my cars away for the season. But before that, I thought I'd give it one last drive. So my car of choice today is my 1988 928 S4. This car is special in a few ways. One, it is a manual, so that's a rare thing to find in a 928. And two, this car is a local car, originally sold at MCL in Vancouver, and it spent all its life in BC. If you don't know by now, the 928 is one of my favorite models from Porsche. To me, the design is timeless. People may not like it, but you can't really hate the looks of this car. There's nothing really to hate. It just may not be very exciting, but it is a design that is very easy on the eyes. So now you know what I'm driving, let's get going. But I'm not going to be going alone. Here I am on the way to pick up two more car enthusiasts. While you're looking at me drive, I will entertain you with a few more facts about the 928. If you're not familiar with the 928, here's a little bit of history. The 928 came out in 1978, but it didn't reach the shores of North America until 1979. It had a 4.5-liter V8 engine, and then from there it grew to 4.7, now called the 928S, and then from there it grew to 5 liters, 32 valve, and now it's called the S4. Partway through 1989, the 928 became a GT with a little bit more horsepower over the S4. And in 1992, it came out with a GTS version with a 5.4-liter V8 engine. So after stopping at a gas station to pick up my two friends, we're off again, this time through a little town called Abbotsford. Now, if you haven't guessed already, the other car I picked up is another 928. Actually, there are two more 928s. The other one is leading our little group. Now, both of the other cars are also the 928 S4 version, but mine is the only one that is the manual 5-speed version. Now, while you're looking at the nice, round, plump rear end of that 928 in front of me, I will entertain you with a few more facts about the 928. The 928 was really marketed towards the GT luxury class, specifically the Mercedes SL and the Jaguar XJS, almost 75% automatics. Why? Because the SL were automatics and also the XJS Jaguar were all automatics. As I said, the 928 was really a GT car, so driving through the little town of Abbotsford is perfectly very comfortable. The suspension is firm enough to give you a very spirited drive on the highway, but also very comfortable enough to drive around town across bumps, potholes, and train tracks. So now we're back on the highway off to another little town called Mission. You know, when I started this drive, I just wanted to take a car out for the last drive of the year. But the weather, the condition, it's becoming one of my favorite time to drive. Just look at it. The roads are dry, the weather is cool, it's not hot, the sun isn't in my eye. I think fall is becoming one of my favorite time to drive. Don't get me wrong, summer is great, but you get so much of the traffic that it just becomes unbearable at times, and the weather is so hot, and you might run the danger of your car overheating at certain points. I think right now is the perfect time for a drive. And what's better than a day like today, a view like that, especially with that nice brown rear end of a 928 in front of you. So all this driving is making me hungry. So where are we headed? We are headed towards a resort called Sandpiper Golf Course. Now, I'm not much of a golfer, but the golf course is a favorite for a lot of car clubs who want to have a very nice destination after a nice, long, beautiful drive. So here we are arriving at the golf course. So why is the Sandpiper a favorite destination for car clubs? Well, it's got mountains, lakes, and a lot of green stuff. Now, please don't ask me how good they are because I have no clue. To me, it just looks very nice. Beautiful day, and we've got 3 928 all on collector plates. It looks like there are other car collectors here today for breakfast. So after a short chat about the drive, we headed inside for breakfast. The breakfast of champions. So after breakfast, we all headed our separate ways. I decided to go a little further to enjoy this glorious fall day. So as you watch the beautiful scenery pass by, I'm going to tell you my last story about the 928. Now, if you are a 928 fan, you may already know this. For those of you who are not 928 fans, this might be of some interest, an interesting fact, or an interesting trivial pursuit question for you. Did you know that the original series Magnum PI, the producers originally planned a 928 as Magnum's car, but the 928 did not have a very large sunroof, and Thomas Magnum, or Tom Selleck, the actor, is a very tall man, and he had a hard time fitting into that car, and there wasn't enough sunroof opening to see his face. Now, you can't have a star who the audience can't see his face. So the producers asked Porsche if they can make the sunroof larger or maybe into a convertible. Porsche made, I think, one of their biggest mistakes. They said no. So the producers went with a Ferrari 308 GTS Targa top. And of course, as they say in Hollywood, the rest is history.